88.5 FM.
Staying up till the morning light. No, you don't mind it. I think you like it. Always showing you wrong from right. I'll let you guide me. Just stay beside me. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. I am lucky one. I am lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am lucky one. I am lucky one. I am lucky one. I am lucky one. Seasons change, but you're the same. Your love is constant. You've never lost it. Your voice is calling out my name. It makes me miss you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. I am lucky one. I am lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am lucky one. I am lucky one. I am lucky one. I am lucky one.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Women of Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host today on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and Women of Speed is that show where we bring you stories to inspire you. Stories to inspire young women, just inspire young people in general, to do things, whether it comes to career, whether it comes to lifestyle, whether it comes to opportunities, just everything. And today on the show, we are talking about inspiration, dreams, and those things that shaped us even while growing up. Growing up, many people had something they wanted to become. Some people wanted to become doctors, broadcasters, musicians, lawyers, business owners, actors, pilots. Different dreams inspired by different things around us. Sometimes it came from maybe seeing someone on television. Sometimes it was a teacher, a parent, a successful person in the community, or even something we simply loved doing naturally as children. So today on Women of Speed, that is what we are going to be talking about. What inspired you growing up? What did you aspire to become growing up? What did you look at yourself and then think, this is what I want to become in future? This is the career path I want to follow. I want to become this kind of person in future. And tell us how you're doing now. Did you end up in that career path? Like, are you currently practicing what you wanted to become in future, or are you doing something else? Whatever the situation is, if you're doing something else, tell us what you're doing right now and what you actually learned from your journey, so you get to inspire other young persons, who are actually at that phase now where they're trying to figure themselves out, where they're trying to figure their lives out, even when it comes to career. So what inspired you growing up? What did you aspire to become as a child? And are you doing that right now? Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. call in and share your story with us. Tell us what you aspire to be, growing up as a child. Did you end up becoming what you actually dreamed of doing in future, or did you change? Hello? Did you change? And if you changed, then what did you change to? Are you doing good for yourself now? If you had an opportunity to go back and then do that one thing that you aspire to become, growing up, would you actually go back, or are you comfortable where you are right now? Stories like this actually encourage a lot of persons who might be at the beginning of that journey. And if you've had that experience and then passed that place, then it's in your place to actually encourage, younger women, young people in general, who might aspire to become something, who get inspired by something and don't know exactly what they're supposed to do at that point in time. So what did you aspire to become growing up, and did you achieve that? Are you currently doing what you actually wanted to do, or did it change? Why did it change? Did you change your mind? Was it because of circumstances? And what are you doing right now? What lesson did you actually learn from your journey that you feel that it's important for other people to also learn as well? Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in this afternoon on Women of Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM and share your story to inspire the younger people, to inspire young women, to inspire young boys. I mean, it's Women of Speed. It's a show for women, but then even the men can call in to share their stories. I mean, share those stories and let it inspire a young person out there. Now, for some people, those childhood dreams became a reality. They stayed focused, they worked hard, faced challenges, and eventually became what they always hoped for. But for others, life happened differently. Some people faced maybe even financial challenges, lack of support, or even discouragement, family responsibilities, or situations that forced them to change direction completely. And it's not all the time. It's because maybe someone was lazy or not focused that they end up not becoming what they aspire to be. Sometimes it just happened that way, or maybe they're actually they're actually looking at the wrong career. Maybe something that something out there would have been better for them, more than what they're actually focused on. There are different things and then different lessons that actually come out of these things for different people, because we all experience things like this differently. And what matters is that you're able to share it with someone else who might be at that phase of their life right now, and then be looking up to you to say something, to share your story, so they get inspired, so they get encouraged in whatever path of career, whatever their choice is, whatever they are making. Let them get to hear your story. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. What inspired you growing up? What did you aspire to be? Did you aspire to become a doctor? Did you aspire to become a lawyer? Or, there are different professions out there. And sometimes you change your mind even as a child, but then sometimes you carry that mindset and want to do it even in future. Hello? Hello? All right, you can still call us back to be part of the show. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in and let us hear from you. Tell us what inspired you growing up. Did you maybe see something on TV? Did you look around? Maybe it could even be your parents sometimes that you look at and you're like, okay, I want to become like this person. And then what did you aspire to be growing up? Call in and share those stories. Tell us if you ended up in that path, if you ended up, successful with the dream that you had, doing what you actually wanted to do, or then did you change to a different career path, and how is that going for you? Why did you change? Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. What did you aspire to become growing up? And sometimes it's not just when you're young, because some persons do not even realize their dreams right from when they're young. It's even in adulthood. Some people grow up into adults and they still don't know this is what I want to be, or what I actually want to do with my life, it happens like that, not because they are not focused, or not because they are not actually paying that much attention to themselves. But then sometimes it's not going to be the same story for everyone, and it's never too late to realize this is what I want to become, and this is how I can go about it, because as long as you're still alive, you still have the time to do something for yourself. So whatever the case is for you, call in and let us hear that story on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and tell us what inspired you growing up, or what you aspire to be. And then if you ended up becoming that which you actually aspire to be, or did you maybe change your mind? We've heard people share different stories of when I was growing up, I wanted to become a doctor, but then I got into adulthood, and then I actually changed my mind, or I didn't change my mind, but then circumstances just made the whole thing just switch. For some people it was about money, for some it wasn't about money, maybe because some people even struggle with examinations, because there are due processes that even when you have these dreams, you actually have to you have to pass through before you become some of these things in life. So for some persons who could not meet up with their dreams, it was some of these things. But then everyone has a different story, and that is what we want to hear you share today. So you can encourage someone else, a younger person who wants to listen to some of the stories, and then maybe they are currently in that space in their life where they need some of these words. They need to hear what are the lessons that you actually learned from your own journey, trying to become something in life. On 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. What did you aspire to be growing up? Call in and let us hear the story. And so today's conversation, it's not just about the success stories alone. It's also about the journey, the struggles, the lessons, the disappointments, and the determination. Because when people come face to face with things like that, when they start facing some of these struggles, you find a lot of people backing out or not wanting to go forward again, because, well, they feel like failures or maybe those disappointments is like a sign to actually step down. But then some persons actually go through those disappointments maybe a few times or even multiple times, and then decide that, okay, this is what I want to do. So no matter the amount of disappointments, I am not going to back down. And sometimes, they become successful. And for others, even when they don't succeed in that line of what they actually want to become, they choose a different path and then do well with it, because everyone can actually become something. So share your story with us this afternoon on Women of Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior with you on the show this afternoon. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. What did you aspire to be growing up? What did you aspire to become in life? What did you look at yourself and then say you wanted to become, when you grew up? Which profession did you think that you were going to follow and you actually fought long for? Hello? All right, you can still call us back and be part of the show on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. What did you aspire to be growing up? What did you think, you wanted to become? What were you always maybe in love with and then wanted to do growing up as a child, or maybe even realizing as an adult? And are you able to actually do that which you wanted to do, or are you doing something else? And what is that something else? Are you actually doing good with that something else? Hello? All right, keep your calls coming in and keep trying, and maybe you could just beat your network. Are you doing something else, different from what you actually aspire to be? And how is that going for you? What lesson would you say you learned from your own journey, from your own story, or even from others? Because sometimes it's not just from your experience that you learn. Hello? It's not just from your experience that you learn, but even maybe from the experiences of other people, from even stories shared. That is one power of, people actually sharing their stories, because you feel like, you're just telling people to know what you're going through, but people actually get things from there, get inspired, get motivated to do more, get encouraged maybe to follow a different path or to do something differently. Because the whole time, for some people, it could be one thing that they are actually missing out or not doing the right way, or maybe even a mindset, and they need to hear from someone. They need to hear someone else's story to be able to relate it to that and say, okay, maybe I should try doing this like this. Maybe if I have this kind of courage that this person has, then I would be able to achieve what I want to become in life. I would be able to pursue this career or whatever it is they are actually going to start for themselves. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. Hello.
Hello, Marysyntia.
Yes, hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Bernard Joka, calling from Logo 2.
All right, welcome to the show, Bernard.
My contribution is, in fact, when I was young, I always like, when I hear that somebody is taking pension, I like it.
When
I
somebody's
say,
taking pension.
Yes, so you will work and retire. And you will stay at home, be taking pension.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got an employment with the Benue State government, I really I concentrated on that job.
Okay.
When some of our mates were going for big companies for money, I said no, let me stay one place so that at the end maybe I will be a pensioner.
Okay.
Yes, now I'm a pensioner.
All right. So for you, it was nothing specific. You just wanted that job that came with pension.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm advising young people who are in the civil servant that there's nothing good. That money that will control you is not good. Get the money that will control money.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, so that by the time now, okay, that's why now I'm looking after my goals. But I know that at the end of the month, I will get my pension.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Which is good. So I'm advising to civil servants, concentrate and be disciplined so that at the end you retire, you'll be doing another thing 8. And you'll be taking monthly pension.
Okay. All right.
I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
So that's my contribution to it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bernard, for calling in to be part of the show this afternoon. This is Women of Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And my name is Marysyntia Hangeior with you on the show this afternoon. And we are asking you to call in and share your stories. What did you aspire to be growing up? And did you end up becoming what you actually aspire to be? What inspired you, to aspire to become that? And then did you become what you actually aspire to become? And then if not, what are you doing right now? Are you enjoying what you're doing? If given the opportunity, would you go back and then do something that you missed? Let us hear both the positive and then, disappointment stories, all of it. We want to hear it so it can actually inspire the younger ones out there. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in and let us hear your story. Tell us what you aspire to be, what profession, what career path you wanted to follow, and then what you're actually doing now. Is it the same as what you wanted to become, or did it change? Was it you who changed your mind, or did something happen? Share all of that with us. And we heard from Bernard, who says he didn't have a specific thing in mind, but then he had a goal that he wanted to end up as someone who is getting pension, and then he ended up exactly where he wants to be. And then what I would say from this story is not actually maybe the details of the story, but then how he pushed for something that he wanted. And he said discipline and then concentration, because if this is not your own goal, maybe to end up as that pensioner, if it's not your own goal, then whatever your own goal is, he says discipline, concentration, focus is something that can actually push you there. So why not look at Bernard's story and then apply it based on what you actually want to become for yourself? Look at it in that light, and maybe something works for you. Number number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share your story with us right here on Women of Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. What inspired you growing up, and then what did you aspire to be? Tell us, let us hear, and let someone else be able to also get inspired or even encouraged from your own story, because sometimes people face challenges, and maybe they are looking up to hear from someone who actually was able to beat some of these challenges. Because if someone has not beat a challenge, sometimes some people think that, well, it's impossible to actually face some of these challenges and they even come out and beat those challenges and come out. But when they hear that, okay, there was someone who became successful, and people tell you that in this Nigeria, you're telling me I can become a successful lawyer, but then you see the lawyers around, you hear stories of people, this is how difficult is what for me, but then I was able to beat it, I was able to become something. Then stories like that. Hello. All right, you can still call us back to be part of the show this afternoon on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share your own story with us. Tell us what you aspire to be, and then if you became what you actually wanted to be, if you became your dream, or are you still working towards that dream and then trying to still achieve it? What are you doing in the meantime? What lesson have you learned so far in your journey that you feel it's necessary for someone else to also get to hear it, also get to know it as well? Call in and let us hear from you on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. What did you aspire to be? Tell us if you have achieved that, or even if you have not, tell us some of the challenges that you have faced, and then what you're doing right now and how you keep yourself going. Let us hear all of those stories. Hello. All right, you can still call us back to be part of the show on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Tell us if you eventually became that person, or are you still working towards becoming that person? Hello. Okay, keep trying and maybe you could catch up with us. And the number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. Call in and let us hear your story. Now, some persons get faced with challenges like maybe even financial problems, that they could not be able to sponsor themselves to go for what they actually wanted to be, or even lack of support, or even other people discouraging them, like, what do you mean you want to follow this kind of career? That is not profitable, or that is not respectable, that is not what people will look at you and actually be proud of, or even telling them that their dream, sometimes when a dream is big, like telling you, well, I want to own something like this in future, and then someone tells you that dream is unrealistic. Hello. Someone tells you that dream is unrealistic. How can you be dreaming about something that's big? How do you think that you'll be able to achieve something like that? Some people get dragged down or even discouraged from talks like that, and even fear of failure. There are some persons, before even starting, like, they already have it in mind that it's possible that I am going to fail. So just thinking about the possibility of becoming a failure or not succeeding with something, some people already back down, which is not what you were supposed to be doing. Because if you never try, then you never know if you could actually make it, and you just remain in that loop where you're thinking about what if I would have been able to do this, but then I was just scared that I would fail, and then I ended up not doing it. Hello.
Hello. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Blessing. I'm calling from Joyce Quarters.
All right. Welcome to the show, Blessing.
Yes.
Go on. What did you aspire to be growing up? All right. You can still call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0808 for asking. That is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and share your story with us right here on Women of Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And my name is Marysyntia Hangeior with you on the show this afternoon. And also, comparing yourselves to others, like comparing themselves to others, is also something that weighs people down from those dreams that they had. Saying that this person is doing this and I feel like my own choice is not smart. Now, one thing about some of these choices is that even if yours was the one that seemed to maybe sometimes use terms like even local, and then you're able to work on that thing, you're able to work on that dream, then it becomes something that people turn around and then admire. And sometimes it's actually low confidence or just self-doubt. Like, how can someone like me be able to do this? I wasn't even taking first position back in my secondary school, back in my primary school. How would I be able to do something like this? I am not that smart, or I am not like this, or I am not like other people. Now, if you keep comparing or even feeling like, okay, you're not up to that level of achieving certain things, then you never know if you actually would be able to do it. So call in and let us hear your story on Women of Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM this afternoon. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior with you on the show. Number for you to call is 08084 for asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in and let us hear your story. What did you aspire to be? Did you become what you aspired to be, growing up? And then if you didn't, what happened? Hello? If you didn't, what happened? And then what are you doing right now? Are you happy with what you're doing right now? If you had the opportunity to actually go back and then pursue what you want to become, what you wanted to become, would you still go back and do that? Or are you still in your process? Because not everyone is there yet. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Joseph Tabza, calling from North Bank.
All right, welcome to the show, Joseph.
Thank you very much.
All right, go on and share yours. This is Women of Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and on the show this afternoon, we are asking you to call in and share with us your story, what inspired you growing up, and then what you aspire to become. What did you want to become growing up, and then did you end up becoming that doctor that you wanted to become, or that pilot, or what you wanted, that organization that you wanted to own? Did you end up becoming any of those things, or did something happen and then you changed your mind? If you changed your mind, then what are you actually doing now? And are you happy with what you're doing? And what lesson did you learn from your journey that you feel is necessary for someone else to actually get to learn as well? Number for you to call is 0808 for asking. That is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Now, one thing I would say when it comes to things that actually help most people to push forward and then achieve their goals, that maybe they might not even know that this is it, or might not even be able to put a name to it. First of all, we talk about determination, that strong will, like, this is what I want to pursue, no matter what it takes, as long as it's legal, as long as it's possible to achieve, then I am not too small to actually achieve something like that. And also consistency, because some people start strong, like them, they have all the motivation, they have all the courage, but then to keep up with it, like to keep showing up every single day, to keep showing up every time, to continue, to focus, to keep doing that thing, that is where some people cannot actually keep up with, that actually weighs them down. And that is not all. Someone mentioned discipline. Our caller mentioned discipline, because if you're not disciplined, then you find it difficult to do whatever you're doing, knowing that okay, it's possible for you to even break some of the rules that you put on yourself. Some people put rules that, okay, for every single day, this is how I want to try and go about achieving my dream. But if you're not disciplined to actually stick to the plan, then the plan won't stick to you at all. Self-belief and confidence, like I mentioned earlier, is also part of it, and sometimes good mentorship or guidance. But you're not always going to have some of those people, to actually guide you. It's now your turn to maybe look for them if they don't come to you, and also find ways for you to actually encourage yourself, because you're not always going to have someone who is going to pat your back and then tell you it's okay, you're doing fine, and then keep growing or do it this way. Sometimes life isn't the same for everyone. Not everyone is going to have that teacher close to them. And also staying focused and then avoiding those distractions. There are a lot of distractions when it comes to, especially with younger people trying to start up that career, build something for themselves. There's always those distractions. Maybe people even are telling you, as young as you are, this is what you want to do in your life, or life is too short to do things like this. Some of those words are mere distractions to actually push you away from pursuing what you want to become in life, and then make you feel like, okay, you're doing too much. But you're never doing too much when it comes to your dream. And sometimes even that positive mindset, because if you just look at it like, no matter what happens, I am going to fail, then you might not actually start as well. Or you find yourself waking up one day in the middle of pursuing your dreams and then just giving up, because you already assumed, or you already put a negative mindset that you're going to fail anyway. And also taking opportunities when they come, not thinking that, okay, there's always going to be an opportunity like this, or as long as you have look through, analyze and seeing what is good, what is bad, and then it seems like it's good, don't just assume that there's always going to be that opportunity for you. So taking it when it comes, and also even opening your mind to correction, is one of those things that can actually help. And that is it for Women of Speed today. We have been talking about dreams we had growing up, and then people and moments that inspired us, the challenges faced, and then the path life eventually took us to, because sometimes hearing another person's journey can remind someone else that success does not always happen in a straight line. So if you're listening this afternoon, it's time enough for you to share that story with someone. Look at a young woman out there, look at a young man out there, and you see that, okay, maybe they are going through that part of life. It's time enough for you to maybe put in some words about your own story to encourage them, to make them to keep going forward, because it's tough and you never know who needs to hear those words. And I've been with you on the show this afternoon. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. It's been Women of Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Coming up next at 3:55 p.m. If today is your birthday, then Speedy Kids are going to be wishing you a happy birthday. And also at 4 p.m. the Speed Link comes on right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And until then, the music won't stop. So keep enjoying music of your life.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.